Hello, I'm Duncan Warnock from Warnock Accounting. Today I'm going to show you how to allocate a customer payment in QuickBooks where the payment was made via a merchant facility and the money received from the merchant is less than what the customer has actually paid. We'll navigate to banking now and find the unallocated payment that has gone into our bank account. The amount is for $270 from merchant pay later OK. We'll select that. We want to allocate this payment to the customer invoice, so we'll click Find Match and look for the customer invoice. We can see it here. Change the date or amount parameters as needed, but here we have found the invoice. It's a $300 invoice. We select it, but there's a problem. QuickBooks wants to allocate $270 because that is the amount of the payment, but the invoice that has been paid is a full $300 payment. So we've got a difference. So what we'll do, we'll click on the Resolve button, which you can now see is highlighted in green, and we're going to add a manual transaction to record the cost of the merchant fee, which is $30. We'll add the date of that transaction, the supplier name, the general ledger account for that expense, which in this case is merchant fees, and we'll add a description in the memo field to record the nature of this expense transaction. In this example, I'm describing the merchant. I'm also describing the customer that paid the invoice and even the invoice number. Now the merchant fee charge was $30. I'm going to enter -30, and because I'm GST registered and the merchant has charged GST, I want to select a tax code of GST on purchases. Having done that, adding $300 and -30, now the net amount of the payment being allocated is correct, $270. The unallocated payment has disappeared from the For Review tab and is now under the Categorize tab to show that we have allocated it. If we go to the Categorize tab, we can select the transaction allocated. We can see that the payment has been allocated to the customer as needed, $300 payment to the customer invoice. We can see the invoice here now, invoice 1002. We can see the payment that's been allocated. We can also have a look at the merchant fee expense that's been recorded. It's gone against merchant fees. It's for $30 including GST, and the notes that we entered has come through successfully. So I hope this video makes sense on how to allocate a customer payment where it has been paid via a merchant, and please remember this assumes that no merchant bank feed has been hooked up to QuickBooks and that we're purely allocating the business account payment transaction. Hope you found this useful, and thanks for listening.